Hello, health champions, and welcome to Wellness Wisdom. In today's health-conscious world, dietary supplements and vitamins have become almost ubiquitous, lining the shelves of pharmacies, supermarkets, and online storefronts alike. Their popularity is undeniable, with billions of dollars spent annually on products claiming to boost immunity, fill nutritional gaps, enhance cognitive function, support joint health, and even extend life. But what exactly are supplements? Are they as beneficial as many believe, or is the truth more nuanced? By definition, dietary supplements are products intended to supplement the diet and contain one or more dietary ingredients, such as vitamins, minerals, herbs, or other botanicals, amino acids, enzymes, and other substances. These ingredients may be present in various forms, including tablets, capsules, powders, gummies, drinks, or energy bars. Unlike conventional foods, supplements are not intended to be consumed as a sole food item or meal replacement, but rather as an addition to a healthy diet. Vitamins, specifically, are organic compounds that are vital in small amounts for normal metabolism, growth, and development. They are categorized as either fat-soluble, such as vitamins A, D, E, and K, or water-soluble, including vitamin C and the B vitamin complex. Minerals, on the other hand, are inorganic elements like calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc that play critical roles in a wide array of physiological functions, from bone formation to nerve conduction and oxygen transport. People take supplements for a variety of reasons. Some are attempting to compensate for poor dietary habits or nutrient-depleting lifestyles. Others use them preventively, believing that supplements can ward off disease or improve longevity. Marketing plays a powerful role, often positioning supplements as easy solutions to complex health challenges. In reality, the efficacy of supplements depends heavily on individual needs, underlying health status, and evidence-based usage. Scientific data suggests that while certain supplements can indeed be helpful, especially in specific populations or for treating deficiencies, many others may offer little to no benefit, and in some cases could be harmful. For example, folic acid supplementation in pregnant women is well established to prevent neural tube defects. Vitamin D and calcium can support bone health, particularly in older adults. However, broad use of multivitamins in otherwise healthy individuals has not consistently demonstrated significant protection against chronic diseases like cancer or heart disease in large-scale studies. The regulation of supplements is another important area that differentiates them from prescription medications. In the United States, dietary supplements are regulated under the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994, or DSHEA. This law classifies supplements as a category of food, not drugs. As such, manufacturers are not required to prove their products are safe or effective before they reach the market. Instead, the responsibility for ensuring safety, proper labeling, and truthful marketing rests primarily with the companies themselves. The United States Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, can only take action after a supplement is shown to be unsafe or misleading. This regulatory gap has raised significant concerns. With thousands of products on the market, quality control varies widely. While some companies voluntarily subject their products to third-party testing for purity and potency, many do not. Consumers may unwittingly ingest contaminants, inconsistent dosages, or ingredients that are mislabeled. Furthermore, certain supplements can interact negatively with medications or existing health conditions, leading to unintended side effects or complications. Nevertheless, it would be simplistic to dismiss all supplements as ineffective or unnecessary. Our modern lifestyle often introduces challenges to optimal nutrition. For instance, strict vegetarians or vegans may lack adequate vitamin B12, which is primarily found in animal products. Individuals living in northern latitudes or who spend limited time in sunlight may become deficient in vitamin D. Older adults may have reduced absorption of several key nutrients due to changes in digestion. In these and other cases, supplementation can play a vital role in maintaining health and preventing disease. What makes the discussion around supplements particularly complex is the sheer variability in individual needs, the quality of available products, and the degree of scientific scrutiny each ingredient has undergone. Some supplements are backed by decades of rigorous research. Others are promoted based on anecdotal evidence or preliminary findings with little or no follow-up. In recent years, advances in nutrigenomics, the study of how nutrition interacts with individual genetic profiles, have added another layer to understanding how and why certain supplements might benefit some individuals more than others. As this script progresses, we'll explore the science behind common supplements, dissect the evidence supporting or refuting their use, identify risks and interactions, and clarify when supplementation is truly necessary. Whether you're a consumer looking to make informed choices, a student of health sciences, or a professional seeking evidence-based insight, this comprehensive guide aims to illuminate the truth about supplements and vitamins, beyond the hype and into the science. Despite their widespread use, dietary supplements occupy a unique and often misunderstood position in the regulatory landscape. Unlike prescription or over-the-counter drugs, which must undergo rigorous pre-market testing for safety, efficacy, and manufacturing quality, dietary supplements in many countries, including the United States, are regulated more like foods. This distinction has profound implications for how supplements are produced, marketed, and consumed. In the United States, the key piece of legislation governing dietary supplements is the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, or DSHEA, enacted in 1994. Under DSHEA, dietary supplements are legally classified as a category of food. This means they do not require pre-market approval from the United States Food and Drug Administration before being sold to the public. Unlike pharmaceutical drugs, which must demonstrate both safety and efficacy through clinical trials prior to approval, supplement manufacturers are responsible for ensuring that their products are safe and properly labeled before they reach consumers, but without needing to prove those claims to the FDA beforehand. This self-regulatory model places the burden of safety and truthfulness on the manufacturer. While companies are required to maintain records of evidence supporting any structure or function claims, such as supports bone health or helps maintain immune function, the FDA does not review or verify these claims before products go to market. The FDA can take regulatory action only after a product is found to be unsafe or misleading, often in response to reports of adverse effects or after inspections uncover violations. One of the key regulatory differences involves health claims. Supplements can make general claims about supporting the structure or function of the body, but they are prohibited from claiming to treat, cure, or prevent any disease unless those claims are supported by robust scientific evidence and reviewed by the FDA. For instance, a product can say supports immune health, but not cures the common cold. To enhance accountability, DSHEA mandates that all supplement labels include a disclaimer. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. While the intention behind DSHEA was to protect consumer access to supplements and encourage innovation, critics argue that the law has created a regulatory loophole. Because companies can introduce new products with limited oversight, there is a significant variability in quality, dosage, and purity across the supplement market. This regulatory gap has led to incidents where products were found to be adulterated with pharmaceutical drugs, contaminated with heavy metals, or labeled inaccurately in terms of active ingredients. To address these concerns, the FDA implemented good manufacturing practices for dietary supplements in 2007. These regulations establish standards for manufacturing, packaging, labeling, and holding operations to ensure quality and prevent contamination or mislabeling. GMPs cover aspects such as proper sanitation, equipment maintenance, ingredient testing, and documentation practices. While GMP compliance is mandatory, the FDA's ability to enforce these rules is limited by staffing and resources. Inspections are conducted periodically, and violations are typically addressed after they are discovered, not proactively prevented. For consumers seeking additional assurance, independent third-party certifications have become increasingly important. Organizations like United States Pharmacopeia, NSF International, and ConsumerLab.com test supplements for quality, purity, and label accuracy. Products that carry these certifications are more likely to contain what they claim and be free from contaminants. However, participation in these programs is voluntary and often limited to larger, more established manufacturers willing to undergo rigorous testing. The situation becomes even more complex on the global stage. Regulatory standards for supplements vary widely between countries. In the European Union, for example, dietary supplements are subject to food safety laws and require that any health claims made on labels be pre-approved by the European Food Safety Authority. EFSA maintains a centralized list of authorized health claims and demands a high level of scientific substantiation. This results in more stringent regulations and fewer unproven claims compared to the United States. In Canada, Health Canada oversees the Natural Health Products Directorate, which requires supplements to be licensed and assigned a natural product number before sale. Each product must provide evidence for safety, efficacy, and manufacturing quality. This licensing system allows for tighter control, more consumer transparency, and better post-market surveillance. Japan follows a multi-tiered regulatory model. It includes categories such as foods for specified health uses and foods with function claims, both of which must meet different levels of scientific evidence and regulatory scrutiny. Japan's regulatory system reflects a high level of consumer trust, thanks in part to strict safety standards and required scientific documentation. The disparity between regulatory systems can lead to confusion among international consumers, especially as global e-commerce grows. Products that are banned or unapproved in one country may still be widely available online, often with little oversight. This underscores the importance of consumer education and vigilance in navigating the supplement marketplace. In addition to domestic regulation, international efforts to standardize supplement safety and labeling are underway, though progress is slow. Organizations such as Codex Alimentarius, a joint initiative of the World Health Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization, have developed international guidelines for vitamin and mineral supplements. However, these guidelines are voluntary and subject to national adoption, limiting their global impact. Importantly, regulatory leniency does not mean supplements are inherently dangerous or ineffective. Rather, it highlights the need for critical evaluation. Supplements can serve an important role in filling nutritional gaps, managing deficiencies, or enhancing wellness when used appropriately. But without rigorous oversight, the door is left open for misinformation, overuse, and potential harm. For healthcare professionals and consumers alike, understanding how supplements are regulated is key to making informed decisions. Regulation influences everything from product quality and safety to labeling accuracy and health claims. As scientific interest in nutraceuticals and functional foods continues to grow, so too does the need for stronger regulatory frameworks that balance innovation with consumer protection. Ultimately, while supplements remain widely available and loosely regulated, responsibility rests heavily on both manufacturers to act ethically and consumers to do their homework. Selecting reputable brands, looking for third-party certification, and consulting healthcare professionals can greatly reduce the risks associated with self-supplementation. Informed use, grounded in evidence and awareness of regulatory realities, is the safest path forward in the supplement landscape. Despite the controversies and uneven scientific support for the general use of supplements, there are numerous scenarios where targeted supplementation is not only evidence-based, but medically indicated. In these situations, supplements function not as insurance, but as tools for correction, optimization, or support when dietary intake alone is insufficient or impossible. This section explores key populations and contexts where supplementation is clinically warranted. Pregnancy is a period of rapid growth and cellular division, requiring significantly higher levels of certain nutrients to support fetal development and maternal health. Folic acid supplementation is critical during the early weeks of pregnancy to prevent neural tube defects. As mentioned earlier, taking 400 to 800 micrograms of folic acid daily before conception and during the first trimester is strongly recommended by all major public health bodies, including the CDC and WHO. In addition to folate, iron needs increase substantially during pregnancy to support expanded maternal blood volume and fetal growth. Iron deficiency anemia during pregnancy is associated with preterm birth, low birth weight, and maternal fatigue. Prenatal supplements often contain 27 milligrams of elemental iron, aligned with recommended daily intake for pregnant women. Women with moderate to severe anemia may require even higher doses, guided by their healthcare provider. Iodine is another critical nutrient, essential for fetal brain and thyroid development. Many prenatal supplements contain 150 micrograms of iodine, although women are also encouraged to use iodized salt in cooking. Choline, often overlooked, supports neural development and cognitive function in the fetus, yet is not included in all prenatal formulations. Egg yolks and liver are dietary sources, but supplementation is sometimes needed. Vitamin D and calcium requirements also rise during pregnancy and lactation, and supplementation may be necessary, especially for those with low sun exposure or dietary intake. Similarly, DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid crucial for fetal brain and eye development, is increasingly included in prenatal vitamins or recommended as an add-on at 200 to 300 milligrams per day. Aging affects nutrient absorption, metabolism, and dietary habits. Older adults often experience reduced production of stomach acid known as hypochlorhydria, which impairs the absorption of vitamin B12, iron, and calcium. Routine B12 supplementation, either orally or via injection, is common in this population to prevent cognitive decline, anemia, and neuropathy. Vitamin D deficiency is also prevalent among seniors, especially those living in northern climates or in institutional settings. Bone health deteriorates with age, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Combined supplementation of vitamin D and calcium is standard practice in fall and fracture prevention programs. Some older adults also benefit from zinc, magnesium, and omega-3 supplementation, especially if they suffer from chronic diseases, eat poorly, or are on multiple medications that deplete these nutrients. Importantly, polypharmacy and changes in renal function necessitate a more cautious approach to supplementation in this age group. For instance, excessive vitamin A or iron can accumulate to toxic levels over time. Healthcare providers often monitor blood levels before recommending high-dose supplements. People following plant-based diets may consume abundant fiber, antioxidants, and plant-based protein, but certain micronutrients are harder to obtain without animal products. Vitamin B12 is the most critical as it is absent in plant foods. Without supplementation or fortified foods, B12 deficiency can develop insidiously and lead to irreversible nerve damage. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics recommends regular B12 supplementation for all vegans, typically 25 to 100 micrograms daily, or 1,000 micrograms weekly. Iron is also a concern. While plant-based sources like lentils and spinach contain non-heme iron, it is less bioavailable than heme iron from animal sources. Iron requirements for vegetarians are estimated to be about 1.8 times higher than for omnivores. Supplementation may be warranted for menstruating women or during pregnancy. Zinc, iodine, omega-3, specifically EPA and DHA, and calcium are other nutrients of interest. Although alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, from flax or chia seeds, can be converted into EPA and DHA, the conversion is, pretty inefficient. Algae-based DHA and EPA supplements are an effective and vegan-friendly solution. Lastly, vitamin D may also need to be supplemented depending on sun exposure and geographic location, especially since plant-based diets really do not provide significant amounts. Gastrointestinal conditions that impair nutrient absorption often require lifelong or, intermittent supplementation. Individuals with celiac disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or who have undergone bariatric surgery are particularly at risk. For example, celiac disease damages intestinal villi, impairing absorption of iron, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, and B vitamins. Even after starting a gluten-free diet, nutrient levels may take several months to normalize. Supplementation is often necessary during recovery, and in some cases, indefinitely. Bariatric surgery, especially procedures like gastric bypass, significantly alters digestive anatomy and function. Patients are usually advised to take lifelong supplements including multivitamins, vitamin B12, iron, calcium citrate, and vitamin D to prevent severe deficiencies. Lactose intolerance and other food intolerances can also lead to avoidance of dairy and loss of key nutrients like calcium and riboflavin, which may require supplementation. Athletes place higher metabolic demands on their bodies and may have increased needs for iron, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin D, and antioxidants. For example, endurance athletes, especially female runners, are prone to iron deficiency due to hemolysis, which is the breakdown of red blood cells sweating, and dietary restriction. Monitoring ferritin levels and supplementing when necessary can improve energy and performance. Creatine monohydrate is one of the most researched and effective sports supplements for improving short-duration, high-intensity performance, such as sprinting or weightlifting. A typical protocol involves a loading phase of 20 grams per day for 5 days, followed by 3 to 5 grams per day for maintenance. Creatine is safe for healthy individuals with a well-established safety profile. Other evidence-backed supplements include beta-alanine, which helps reduce muscle fatigue, caffeine for endurance and focus, and electrolytes for hydration in endurance sports. However, supplement use in athletics really must be paired with proper nutrition, recovery, and supervision, especially for young athletes. Fad diets, elimination diets, or medically indicated restrictive eating plans, like low FODMAP ketogenic or gluten-free, can lead to gaps in nutrition. Individuals on low-carb diets may consume insufficient fiber, magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, while those avoiding dairy are at risk for calcium and vitamin D deficiency. Supplementation should be individualized and ideally based on nutritional assessments. For instance, a person on a long-term intermittent fasting regimen who eats only 1 meal per day may be unable to meet daily nutrient requirements without supplementation. Similarly, people with eating disorders or those recovering from disordered eating often require micronutrient repletion under medical supervision. Supplementation in these cases is part of a broader therapeutic approach to restoring nutritional balance. Medications can interfere with nutrient absorption, metabolism, or excretion. Common examples include metformin, which is used for type 2 diabetes and reduces vitamin B12 absorption. Proton pump inhibitors and H2 blockers can impair absorption of magnesium, iron, and calcium. Diuretics can deplete potassium, magnesium, and zinc. Anticonvulsants may reduce vitamin D metabolism and increase the need for calcium. Oral contraceptives may modestly lower folate, vitamin B6, and B12 levels over time. These interactions are well documented and often addressed with preventive supplementation. For instance, guidelines for long-term PPI users often include calcium and magnesium monitoring, while metformin users are advised to check B12 annually. When used appropriately and in the right context, supplements can serve as essential tools in health maintenance and disease prevention. However, supplementation should always be guided by evidence, individual needs, and professional advice, not marketing claims or online trends. While supplements can serve as effective tools for addressing nutrient deficiencies and optimizing health under certain conditions, their misuse poses significant risks. These range from subtle metabolic imbalances to severe toxicity and long-term organ damage. Moreover, the booming supplement industry, valued at over $160 billion globally, often thrives on misinformation, overblown claims, and minimal regulatory oversight. Understanding these risks is essential for making safe, informed choices. The idea that more is better is particularly dangerous when it comes to nutrients. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like B vitamins and vitamin C, which are excreted in urine when consumed in excess, fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K can accumulate in tissues and reach toxic levels. The same applies to certain minerals like iron, selenium, and calcium. For instance, vitamin A toxicity, also known as hypervitaminosis A, can occur from chronic intake of high-dose supplements and lead to liver damage, blurred vision, bone pain, and even birth defects if consumed during pregnancy. This is distinct from beta-carotene in plant foods, which is converted to vitamin A more safely. Vitamin D toxicity, though rare, has been increasingly reported due to high-dose self-supplementation. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, weakness, and dangerous calcium buildup in the blood, known as hypercalcemia, which can damage the kidneys and heart. Doses over 4,000 IU per day should be taken only under medical supervision and guided by blood test results. Iron overload is, another critical risk, especially in individuals with hereditary hemochromatosis. Unneeded iron can actually deposit in organs like the liver, pancreas, and heart, and that can lead to chronic disease. For this reason, iron-containing supplements are generally discouraged in adult men and postmenopausal women unless a deficiency has been diagnosed. Even zinc, which is often seen as pretty benign, can disrupt copper absorption and impair immune function at doses above 40 milligrams per day chronically. Similarly, selenium excess has been linked to hair loss, fatigue, and neurological issues when levels exceed safe thresholds. Unlike pharmaceuticals, dietary supplements are not required to undergo rigorous pre-market testing for safety or efficacy in most countries. In the United States, the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994 permits supplements to be sold without FDA approval, provided they do not make specific disease treatment claims. As a result, manufacturers are responsible for ensuring product safety. But enforcement is often, well, reactive, not proactive. Numerous studies and investigative reports have revealed widespread contamination, mislabeling, and inaccurate dosing in supplement products. One study published in JAMA found that over 700 supplements were adulterated with hidden pharmaceuticals, such as steroids, weight loss drugs, and stimulants, between 2007 and 2016. These issues were most often found in bodybuilding, sexual enhancement, and weight loss categories. Heavy metals like lead, mercury, and arsenic have also been detected in herbal supplements and imported traditional remedies. These toxins can accumulate in the body and, over time, damage the nervous system, kidneys, and reproductive organs. Consumers can protect themselves by choosing supplements that are third-party tested by independent labs, such as USP NSF International or Consumer Lab. These certifications confirm that the product contains what it claims and is free from harmful levels of contaminants. Supplements can interact with prescription medications in unpredictable ways, sometimes altering drug metabolism or, even magnifying effects. These interactions can be dangerous, particularly for individuals managing chronic diseases. St. John's wort, which is an herbal supplement used for mild depression, induces liver enzymes, specifically CYP3A4, that can reduce the effectiveness of birth control pills, HIV medications, immunosuppressants, and certain antidepressants. Calcium, iron, and magnesium can interfere with the absorption of thyroid medications, like levothyroxine and some antibiotics, such as tetracyclines and fluoroquinolones. Vitamin K actually antagonizes blood-thinning medications like warfarin, which can really complicate anticoagulation therapy. Ginkgo biloba and, high-dose omega-3s can increase bleeding risk when they're combined with aspirin, NSAIDs, or anticoagulants. Patients taking medications should always really consult healthcare professionals before starting any new supplements, especially herbal or high-dose micronutrient products. Pharmacists are also, honestly, well-positioned to advise on possible interactions. One of the most pervasive issues in the supplement industry is, honestly, the flood of misleading health claims. Because supplements cannot legally claim to treat, cure, or prevent specific diseases without FDA approval, companies often use vague or, exaggerated language, like supports immunity, boosts brain power, enhances vitality, or promotes heart health. These statements are rarely backed by clinical trials, and even when studies exist, they are often poorly designed or sponsored by the manufacturer. For example, a supplement might claim to support joint health based on a small trial using a combination of ingredients, without clarifying which component was actually effective or whether the effect was statistically significant. Consumers are left with the impression of efficacy, even in the absence of scientific consensus. The rise of influencer marketing and pseudo-expert testimonials on social media has, honestly, only amplified the problem. Many supplement endorsements come from individuals with no medical or scientific training, relying on anecdotal evidence, personal stories, or before and after photos that are unverified and non-replicable. These narratives often appeal to emotion, not reason. Regulatory agencies, such as the FTC and FDA, have begun cracking down on some companies, particularly those marketing unproven supplements for serious conditions like COVID-19 cancer or Alzheimer's. But with tens of thousands of products on the market, enforcement is limited. The line between evidence-based nutrition and pseudoscientific wellness culture has become increasingly blurred. In many online spaces, supplements are portrayed as biohacks, quick fixes, or even essential to detox the body, despite the fact that the liver and kidneys already perform detoxification naturally and efficiently. Popular but unproven supplement trends include detox or cleanse supplements. These often contain laxatives or diuretics that can cause dehydration or electrolyte imbalances without improving health. Megadosing vitamin C or B vitamins, while deficiencies are definitely harmful, taking excess amounts beyond what your cells actually need doesn't supercharge your health. In fact, it can lead to imbalances. Alkaline supplements. The idea that you can somehow change your body's pH through these supplements is, well, biochemically inaccurate. Your body actually regulates pH very tightly, mostly through respiratory and renal mechanisms. Anti-aging supplements, compounds like NMN, resveratrol, or those NAD+ boosters, do show some promise in laboratory animals. But, honestly, the evidence in humans is still preliminary and quite often overhyped. The wellness industry often capitalizes on scientific jargon, mentioning mitochondria, hormones, or inflammation, to make supplements sound legitimate. However, the presence of a scientific-sounding explanation does not equate to clinical evidence or FDA approval. In addition to health risks, excessive supplement use can create psychological and financial burdens. People may develop health anxiety or become overly focused on perceived nutrient deficiencies, spending hundreds of dollars per month chasing optimal performance or longevity with little evidence of benefit. This supplement obsession can lead to orthorexia, an unhealthy fixation on eating and supplementing correctly. Financially, some premium supplement regimens cost more than a balanced grocery budget. The opportunity cost, spending money on pills instead of nutritious food, exercise, or therapy, can be significant. This is particularly concerning for vulnerable populations misled by aggressive marketing or online biohackers. Moreover, over-reliance on supplements may delay proper medical care. Someone with chronic fatigue might take adaptogens or high-dose B vitamins for months without realizing they have an underlying thyroid disorder or sleep apnea. We've now explored the science behind supplements and vitamins from every angle: what they are, why they matter, when to use them, and most importantly, how to use them safely and intelligently. In a world flooded with conflicting health advice, marketing hype, and internet noise, the supplements are not shortcuts to health. They can help, especially when real nutritional gaps exist, but they cannot replace a balanced whole food diet. They're called supplements for a reason. They supplement your lifestyle, they don't define it. Not everyone needs supplements. Some people thrive without them, while others, due to age, dietary restrictions, health conditions, or life stages, may need specific support. Personalization is key. There's no such thing as a universal stack. More is not always better. Toxicity and nutrient imbalances are real and sometimes dangerous. Fat-soluble vitamins, certain minerals, and herbs can harm the liver, kidneys, or interfere with medications if misused. Stick to evidence-based doses and monitor progress. Quality matters just as much as quantity. Supplements are, poorly regulated in many countries. It's really important to choose brands with third-party testing, transparent labeling, and scientifically supported formulations. And yeah, you should definitely avoid miracle claims and influencer-endorsed products with no data behind them. Testing and professional guidance are honestly invaluable. Before starting a new supplement routine, especially if you're considering high doses or managing a health condition, work with a doctor, dietitian, or functional medicine provider. Your blood work, Medical history and personal goals should drive your strategy, not just the latest fads. Lifestyle still rules. Even the best supplement in the world can't undo the effects of poor sleep, unmanaged stress, or a highly processed diet. So think of supplements as the supporting cast, not the star of your health routine. Real power comes from informed decision-making. Let's bring it all together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for more simple health tips that make a big difference. And while you're at it, tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy and keep smiling.